Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is lecture number 3 of polymer chemistry. Today we are going to discuss on classification of polymers. Let me start. Before discuss on classification of polymers, here I would like to recap the last lecture. In the last lecture, we studied the degree of polymerization, where the degree of polymerization is nothing but the number of monomers present in a polymer is known as the degree of polymerization, which is known as the dP. With the help of degree of polymerization, we can also calculate the molecular weight of a polymer. So molecular weight m is equal to dP into small m. Here small m is nothing but the molecular weight of a monomer. With that, also we studied the polymerization reactions in last lecture. That is, there are two different polymerization reactions we studied. That is A, chain reaction polymerization, and B, condensation polymerization reactions. Mechanism also we studied the a different chain reaction polymerization as well as the condensation polymerization mechanism in the last lecture. But today, very important part of the polymers, that is classification of polymers. Here we can see the polymers can be classified depending upon the different chemical structures and their properties and their thermal characteristics and the uses. With the help of these four different chemical structures, properties, thermal characteristics and uses of polymers, they are classified in four different categories. That is four general categories. Let we can see here: natural and synthetic polymers, organic and inorganic polymers, based on modes of polymerization, and based on intermolecular forces. So these are the four general categories the polymers can be classified. Let me see one by one. First is natural and synthetic polymers. Very simple, where these polymers are depends on the sources, where the natural polymers found in nature are isolated from the natural material. So these natural polymers are found in the nature, are isolated from the natural materials, are called as the natural polymers. Here we can see the examples: starch. Initially I told that is starch is a natural polymer. Cellulose, silk, these are the natural polymers. Means natural polymers are generally they are occurring from the natural materials. Second, synthetic polymers. These polymers which are synthesized in the laboratory. These are the synthesized in the laboratory from low molecular weight compounds are known as the synthetic polymers. Examples here you can see polyethylene, polyester, PVC. So these are the some examples because they are synthesized from the simple molecules like ethylene molecule, ester molecule. They form polyethylene, polyesters. So they are the synthesized, or they can be synthesized in the laboratory. Therefore they are the synthetic polymers. So these are the two examples where we can see natural and well as synthetic polymers. Next, organic and inorganic polymers. What are the organic polymers? Organic polymers are those in which the backbone chain is made up of the carbon atoms or carbon compounds. Especially, organic polymers are those polymers, they have the backbone of chain which contain the carbon atoms, are called as the organic polymers. Mostly, all of the synthetic polymers are the organic polymers. Okay, so in case of the inorganic polymers, what are the inorganic polymers? Polymers which the backbone chain is made up of other than the carbon atom. You are getting my point here. The inorganic polymers are those polymers, their basic backbone is not the other the carbon atom. It means other than the carbon atom, called as the inorganic polymers. Called as the inorganic polymers. Here you can see the examples: silicon polymers, glass polymers. Those are the best examples of the inorganic polymers. Next. Now, next class is based on modes of polymerization. Modes of polymerization means, what is the polymerization? Already we studied polymerization is the reactions where the formation of the polymers with the help of certain reactions. So, based on the polymerization reactions, polymer also classified. Here, as we know, there are two different polymerization we seen, that is chain reaction or addition polymerization. Second is the condensation polymerization. So with that class, here we can see addition polymerization means those polymers involves the addition of monomers to form the polymers. Means such a polymers though are formed by the addition polymerization, those under the class of the addition polymerization polymers. Here the monomers are usually unsaturated compounds or derivatives. Which type of monomers can be used for addition polymerization? Unsaturated compounds or derivatives used for the addition polymerization reactions for that polymers. Therefore, here we can see the example, formation of ethylene to polyethylene. This is the addition reaction polymerization. So, this type of polymers are the example of addition polymerization of class under they comes. Second, condensation polymerization. What are the condensation polymerization? Simple, it involves the condensation of the two or more monomers. Means there is a polymerization reaction by the condensation. So such a polymers are known as the condensation polymers. Example, here you can see nylon 66. Already we studied in the condensation polymerization. This nylon 6 is formed through the condensation polymerization. Therefore, nylon 66 is under the category of modes of polymerization of condensation polymerization reaction polymer. Okay. Next, this is based on the intermolecular forces. Here the polymers also classified on the basis of their intermolecular forces. So these intermolecular forces, depending upon the intermolecular forces present in the polymers, they have been further classified into four categories. Here we can see the intermolecular forces were further classified into four different categories. One is fibers, second is elastomers, third is thermosetting plastics, and fourth one is thermosetting plastics. Third one is thermosoftening plastics, and fourth one is thermosetting plastics. Let me see these things. Fibrous. What are the fibrous? These are the polymers having long, thin, and thread-like structure. Long, thin, and thread-like structure with high tensile strength and high modulus. The natural fibers like cotton, silk, wool are these are the typical type of these fibrous types. Okay, here this can be attributed to the strong intermolecular forces like hydrogen bonding. Here you can see very important in case of the fibrous polymer, there is a strong intermolecular forces like hydrogen bonding is there. Where the example you can see fibrous type nylon 66. Second, elastomers. These are the polymers chain held together by weakest intermolecular forces. Here we can see weakest intermolecular force. Due to these weak forces, it permits the polymer to be stretched. Here we can see in the name elasto means it shows the certain stretching property, means we can stretch the polymer as like elasticity property because they are held together by means of weak intermolecular forces. Therefore, elastomers having the weakest intermolecular forces. Due to these weak forces, they can be permit to the stretching of the polymer. Example, here we can see the rubber. Rubber is one of the best example of the elastomer polymer. Next is thermosoftening plastics. So these are the plastics. These are class thermosoftening as well as thermosetting. Both are under the class of the plastic polymers. Here both are the under the class of the plastic polymers. There here thermosoftening plastic means specially they are consist of mostly long chain linear polymers. They are formed by the addition reaction polymer. They have weaker intermolecular forces. If you compare these two things, thermosoftening having the weaker intermolecular forces. One more thing is very important, on heating, this is very important, on heating these polymers become softened. See, thermosoftening plastics on heating these becomes the softened and hence they are called as the thermosoftening. Example, PVC is there, polyethylene. You can see the polyethylene means plastic bottles are there, PVC pipes. You can see if you supply the heat to that particular bottles and the pipes, that becomes the softened. Therefore, these class of the example PVC polyethylene polymers under the class of the thermosoftening plastics because on heating they become the softened. In case of the thermosetting plastics, they consisting of network of chain joined together by crosslinks. They are formed by the condensation polymers. These are the main differentiation we can see here. These are formed by the condensation reactions. These are having the strong intermolecular forces comparatively thermosoftenings. One more thing, these cannot be softened on heating. This is very important things. These are cannot be softened by heating. Hence, these are called as the thermosetting plastics. And these are harder, strong, and brittle. Thermosetting plastics are harder, strong, and brittle. Example here you can see resins and the silicons. Resins and the silicons. So these are very two important plastics, that is thermosoftening plastics and thermosetting plastics. Here we can see even compare these two also. We can compare, we can differentiate between these two plastics of thermosoftening and thermosetting plastics. How they can be, they consisting of long chain. Here they are consisting of network chain cross linked. Here they are formed by the addition reaction. Here they are formed by the condensation reaction. In case of the thermosoftening plastic, they have the intermolecular forces weaker. In case of the thermosetting plastics, intermolecular forces are stronger. Here in case of thermosoftening, on heating polymers become softer. Here in case of thermosetting plastics, on heating these plastics cannot be softened. So these are the main differentiation between thermosoftening and thermosetting plastics. Okay, examples in case of thermosoftening is PVC, polyethylene, and thermosetting plastics, resins and the silicons. So with this, I hope we are studied the different classification of the polymers, that is natural and synthetic polymers, organic and the inorganic polymers, based on the you can say modes of polymerization reaction, as well as based on the different intermolecular forces of polymers. So with this, I will stop here. If you like my video, please subscribe and press the bell icon button for latest videos notification. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.